Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Discourse Debrief. I'm Abby.
I'm Logan.
I'm Maggie.
And this is episode We Don't Know.
Probably second to last.
And what are we talking about today?
We're talking about the future of the country in a table of future leaders of this country in one way or another. So
Exciting.
yeah, we have zero structure plan. We came up with this like 10 minutes ago.
Don't tell them that. Don't tell them.
So yeah, I guess, how do we want to start this? We want to go start by listing our grievances or?
Well, you were talking about a project that you did in high school. Do you want to explain that a little bit?
Yes, that's a good foundation.
Because it kind of sparked this topic
interest,
idea.
Yes. So my junior year of high school, I was in a honors humanities course, and like our final project was to come up with a plan and make this presentation of like this new country where we are, you know, either the president, prime minister, dictator, whatever you kind of want to call yourself.
King.
Sure. You create the constitution, you create the laws, you kind of like decide where it is, decide the flag and all these things. And I did that, and I came up with like a constitution, basically mirrored it of the U.S. except like a couple changes. And then like I used AI to make this flag that was ugly, but like I did not have the creative power to make my own.
Ow.
Yeah, it was. Let's see, my country was, like, land was the countries of Spain, Portugal, France, and maybe one other. I called it the Iberian Peninsula because that's what it is. So,
How original.
I know, right? Using AI to make a flag and naming it after something that already exists.
Our generation is doomed.
Yes. But the laws I came up with were kind of fire.
That's the message of today.
It's not doomed because we use AI.
True. But some of the changes I made, because again, I pretty much mirrored it by the U.S. government, just made a couple changes. Got rid of the Senate, and by extension, the filibuster. Mandatory voting, but each ballot has a no vote option. And this is fun. A group of 10 highly trained assassins that would be trained from birth, and if anyone steps out of line, they're gone.
Oh, man.
You're a dictator.
No. I'm setting this country up. I'm like I don't know, the founder, and then I step away.
But you can kill people with your highly trained assassins.
Not me. Like these.
He's having other people do the dirty work.
Yeah, exactly. This team of assassins is embedded in the Constitution.
Sounds like he'd make a perfect president of the United States.
What do you mean stepping out of line? Like
so, like corrupt. I fear saying more at risk of getting the feds on me, but.
Feds. You are doing the Fed structure.
We'll go with corrupt as well as like maybe some obvious things. Treasonous.
Harmful.
Treason.
I don't know. I was like 16 when I made this.
I feel like we're all low-key like treasonous in one way or another.
Or if he like went crazy, and I say he intentionally, because let's be for real.
Okay.
So yeah, team of assassins to take care of anyone who steps out of line. And and they can never be removed.
So I'll never work for you. That's what I'm hearing.
Guys, this is a creative assignment, okay? In actuality, I probably never do something like this.
I love sci-fi stories, so that sounds really. I'd read that book.
Yeah,
really. Yeah, that sounds great.
Sounds really interesting, Logan.
Yes.
Well, what do we think? Like the biggest things kind of facing the youth. What do you think the youth would like to change or care about the most?
Issues? I mean, cost of education, cost of anything really. Low key, like lowering the voting age, maybe. I've seen arguments to
lowering
the
alcohol
16.
age. Alcohol should be
16.
18. If we can vote at 18, we should be able to drink at 18.
I think just everything should be one age. I don't care what it is, just make it all the same.
That's that's what I mean. Like I feel like it should all be either 18, because you can't just be like you're an adult and then be like no, but you're not actually adult. You're still considered a minor under some circumstances.
And then like anywhere else you can
you
gamble,
can go to
but
big
in
girl
Vegas,
jail.
you have to be 21.
Yes. No, I do think I personally would like to see lowered voting ages.
Yeah.
Especially because my town at home, the local elections are 16. So, which
Well,
I think changed like right before I turned 16. So,
Yeah.
Thoughts about a voting age cutoff?
I don't know.
Like, say you're
Well, maybe. So, because like the
Very
Constitution
old.
is like no representation without taxation, or no taxation without representation.
Yes.
So the idea is 16-year-olds can work and get taxed, so they should have a voice. So maybe retirees. I don't know if their benefits still get taxed. I kind of doubt it.
I think they still receive benefits through certain programs.
Yeah, but are those taxed?
yeah.
Because if they're not taxed, then they don't pay taxes.
Well, to
I
be
guess
fair, though,
property
I'm
taxes.
saying this as a 19-year-old, and I think
What?
if I was 80-something years old and they took away my right to vote, I'd be pretty pissed. I'm not even gonna lie. I'd be like, I lived all this time for that. But then also, I'm like, okay, I there are people in my family, like my grandma has dementia, and there's no way that she could actually
Sure.
vote according to what she would have believed or what she used to believe, like before she got dementia. And so it's like, I don't know. And then we have people in Congress that are
all over retirement age.
ancient.
Yeah, I mean, I think that lowering it, because I think that if we really, because just to kind of like explain today, like my thought process is that all of the things that we've been talking about and the events that we had, the Earth Day one,
Oh yes, go watch it. Our live stream.
that was kind of like the main question of young people and their involvement in everything.
Yeah.
And how do we actually get them involved? Because I feel like we've all heard it a million times from like, you know, politicians while they're like campaigning and everything. They're all like, young people are who matter. But then you're actually a young person and you're like, it doesn't really feel like there's anything I can do or partake in. And like the things that I'm thinking about are not really being taken that seriously.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that getting them engaged, because how are you going to get people who can't even like exercise anything engaged in it?
Institutions need to play a part too. Like, for example, something I learned about in high school is Montana state constitution. It has a provision of like, oh, everyone has a right to life, liberty, and property. And then they also said, and the right to a clean and safe environment. And I thought that was like really interesting. And it makes sense because it's Montana, there's a lot of public land. And I think if we have our institutions just be more cognizant of the issues that every person faces, like not just environment, because, you know, there's more than just that, but everything, then, you know, it'd ultimately be a better place and more representative.
Sure.
Yeah. And I don't know. I think that because also like, I don't know if this is weird to say, but like there's obviously teenagers kind of, you know, they have a lot of peer pressure in their life. And so if there was something like, oh, you're still in high school when you get this right to start like participating and stuff, then like it could almost be like good peer pressure of like, hey, go vote. We're all going to go head down and vote. Because, I mean...
Get in the car, idiot. We're going voting.
Exactly.
Well, I think
Exactly.
I think a lot of like the societal standards for the next generation are set in those foundational times. So like you were saying, if everyone makes it a thing where it's like everyone has to vote, they're going to carry that with them throughout their lives.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something we're kind of lacking right now. Like I feel like we're always getting told what to do by adults, but we're never coming up with a thing as a generation to like really
and then just
look after.
Yeah, and the voting just being part of the process as well. Like I think that we need to kind of like push that as well, as like it's not just that day that you go in and fill that out. Like just having more to actually do in those things. And obviously I do think some of this can be just solved by caring more about our local elections and our local governments, which...
Well, yeah, I mean, care is something that's interesting to me because, like, I was going to ask, like, the issues that we're facing today, is it all a result of, like, the systems in place and the structures of government, or is it, like, the people within that government? Or maybe a little bit of both?
I think it's always a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like no government structure is ever perfect. Because
what's the Churchill quote?
Because you have...
I don't remember it. Anyways.
Because you have a lot of different citizens, and all of the citizens aren't going to care about the same thing, and there are going to be others that don't agree with you. But I do think that it kind of going back to what makes a good leader episode that we did. It's the first podcast I was ever on.
Yeah, it was your topic. I wonder why you keep referencing it.
It wasn't my topic. It was Peyton's topic.
Okay, never mind. Your dad was on it, though.
No.
Okay, never mind.
It was the first podcast that I was a guest.
Okay, then that's why you keep referencing it.
Anyway.
Wow.
God, the girls are fighting today.
Those are fighting.
Well, now I've forgotten what I was going to say, but kind of referencing like what makes a great leader podcast, we were talking, I think Blossom mentioned how it's really important that a leader acts in good faith and that they care about their people, and care about all of their people, even ones that wouldn't agree with them. And so I think that even if you kind of have a little bit of a messy system, if there's still a leader that cares about their people and acts in good faith, then I think it should work well enough.
Yeah. I'm of the position that the structure is really, really just fine as is. There's an analogy I always hear that I really like. It's that if you're playing Monopoly with someone and like they're starting to lose and they get up and stab you, when you play with them next time, are you going to make a rule of no knives at the table? No, because that's not going to stop them. There's no amount of rules that will stop a person that's not acting in good faith. So the point being, the rules that we have and the structures we have are pretty good. We just have people in office that are not acting in good faith and are acting without a care of those rules and structures. With that being said, there are some like minute things that I think like changing would be good. I mean, like eliminating the filibuster, establishing like a national independent redistricting commission, or like a federal, I guess would make more sense. And then
we eliminate gerrymandering.
That's exactly what that would do. Yeah.
Well, I know, but like,
yeah,
can we? Because I think there was a bill that was proposed and it got shot down.
It is illegal technically, but like the wording of the law is so vague that like people will find a way to skirt around it.
Well, I know. I know Texas is famous for gerrymandering.
Texas, California recently, Virginia now. Illinois is actually very famous for gerrymandering too.
Yeah, I know.
But anyways,
it's you.
Yeah.
It follows you,
guys.
But it originated in I think the
I
East
didn't
Coast,
create
and then
Illinois.
deep South.
Oh, it originated in the East Coast. That's you.
Well, everything that we have today originated in the East Coast, and it was
True.
all good when we were the ones doing it.
True.
And then other people tried to, and like it just wasn't as good. So things kind of fell
I don't know. I
apart.
feel like it was good before colonization happened, but that's just my opinion.
We wouldn't be here then.
I'm just messing with you guys.
But we have the best parts, like guys, we're sports city. But yeah, no, you were gonna say something.
I was just saying, if you guys could change anything, would you, and what would it be? Say you have unfettered access to the Constitution. You can write any amendment you want, or you can tear the whole thing up, I guess, if you want. What would you do?
Well, I somewhat do agree that our rules are not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like our Constitution, I think it checks out.
Yeah.
I think it makes
pretty base.
the way that they were intending for how these things were going to actually play out. Like I do believe we're in good faith, if you will.
Yeah.
And yeah, if people are just now we have people who are just blatantly ignoring the Constitution. So it's like, I don't really have an issue with that. I have an issue with the fact that people can't follow it properly. So there's not much that I would change about that. More so just the structures that lead people to.
Yeah. I think I only have one thing, and that's the Supreme Court. I wouldn't allow them to be justices for life.
Okay.
Because I really do think that there needs to be like a constant rotation of them.
Would you do term limits or age limits? Because like if you're like 50 years old and you become a Supreme Court justice, like you're fine. You serve a lot of terms.
That's a good question.
I would do age limit.
I don't know, because if there was one person that was corrupt that was in the Supreme Court and they were in there for like several years, say they were only 50 years old, then they like wouldn't leave.
Mm-hmm.
But if there was like one really old person, but there was a term limit, I think that's fine. Like you could remove the corruptness sooner.
Or if there was like an age minimum or age maximum for when you can even become one. Like,
Sure.
there could be term limit, but also like, okay, if you're
it's like kind of like
80,
the president,
you can't. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think another good way to kind of at least mitigate corruption, not get rid of it altogether, because you'll never be able to do that, is increase the size of the Supreme Court. I've heard arguments to increase it to, I want to say it's 21, which is one for each circuit court.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe? I don't know.
Maybe.
I think that's a good idea, because then you know, there's less, like the amount of total power is the same. It's just spread out across more justices, which I think would lead to a more democratic decision-making process.
I also think that the Supreme Court should be diverse. It should always be diverse.
Like ideologically or?
Everything.
Yeah.
Gender, race, sexuality, so that groups of people are represented always. But I also think that like that's difficult too, because then you don't want to just pick people.
Well, and then like maybe another way to get to that is, especially if you expand it, is within a term of the presidency, you can only appoint one, maybe two justices per term or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, I think the diversity point can apply to a lot of our government.
Agreed.
But I also think that will kind of just cycle
Yeah.
in. Like I
As the years go on.
only because as we start to like give more people more opportunities to actually grow to these positions, like it'll pop up. But
I think so too. Yeah.
What do we think of nonpartisan primaries or ranked choice voting or getting rid of the electoral college period?
What am I saying? I totally want to get rid of the two-party system that we've got. I mean, I know it's technically not, but like, yeah, we need to
3 parties.
We need to get rid of that. Truly,
Yeah.
that whole idea
It really creates divisiveness.
because then you just align with a party, not really.
What you actually believe in,
Yeah.
or the candidates that you support.
So I would love if we did not have that anymore.
Yeah.
Please.
Just like, well, and especially like, or is it nonpartisan primaries or nonpartisan generals? It's how California does it, and maybe Alaska as well.
Man, I don't know.
But like, just saying, like, when you have the candidates on the ballot,
California.
just like, don't even say if they're Republican, don't even say if they're Democrat.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
I want to say, and then it's not. Oh no, the California primaries. How it works is, it's not. There's a Democrat primary and the Republican primaries. Every candidate runs in the same primary, and they just take like the top 3.
That's cool. I like that actually.
So like, it's not always one Democrat versus a Republican in the general. Sometimes it can be 2 of each.
I feel like that's better.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question
Yes.
for everyone. So, kind of like based off of your project, I was thinking about this. What kind of ruler type would you want to be? Like, would you want to be a president? Would you want to be a king, queen? Like
Our little test that we took in class.
True.
Because low key, okay, how do I want to
Are
say
you
this?
just asking if you would be a George Washington and step down after 2 terms?
No, I'd low key want to be a queen, but that's just because we've been watching too much Bridgerton, and I would feel bad because I wouldn't want to be a queen with all that money and power, and then especially like in England where all the people were really poor. Like I wouldn't want that, but I'd want to just like have a castle.
Yeah.
Can I just be honest? I feel like the title that has the most aura,
What is
truly, like emperor and empress.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that.
That title is like you're an emperor. Like you are like
Yeah,
that's
pretty
crazy.
fire.
Like that beats king and queen all day, every day. Like truly,
Does
emperor and
the emperor
empress.
wear no clothes? The emperor's new groove.
The emperor's new groove.
I think I would just be a normal president.
Yeah, you would.
Because like everyone who like has a decent brain thinks like, oh, I could be a dictator. Like I'd be good. I'd have good policies. But like that's not what you have to consider. You have to consider what will happen after you leave power, right?
Yeah.
Because like if you set up a dictatorship and like even if you are a good ruler, like in ancient Greece, like there were tyrants that were like pretty good. But what happens is when they die and like I don't know, their sons or something or someone else takes power, like it kind of goes to crap.
That is true.
I also think the type of ruler that I would be,
I think I'd be a straight ruler. I'm sorry. That was so bad.
As opposed to, okay.
As opposed to the floppy one that you can like, have you never heard of those?
yeah, I think there's a joke there. I think there's, anyway. But depends on who I would be ruling, if you will. If it was a tiny little place, well, because I feel like that's the other thing is that we talk about like leadership and all of this, and a lot of people compare the U.S. to like countries that are literally the size of New Jersey, and I do think that it takes something a little different. Here
it does
really because you can't.
It's a lot of
the
people.
U.S. can't really do what France does because we just have so many people. And just completely, our states are the sizes of countries.
Yeah.
So like, it would definitely be a little bit different, I think, because I feel like the U.S. does require a lot more people.
I agree.
Making decisions.
Yeah, for sure. No, and maybe that's another point. Like, would you expand Congress? So, like, right now we have, 435 representatives? I don't actually know. No. How many do we have? 435?
435 sounds right.
And it used to be, back in the founding period, I think it was like 1 per 30,000 citizens.
Oh.
So if we had that today, that would be like 1,100 members of Congress.
1,100.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, no, that's too much, I think.
Well, sure, but like, would you expand it though?
Well,
Like, does it really matter?
There's 535 voting members in the United
535.
States Congress.
Well, 435 House
435
members,
representatives. Yes.
Okay.
100 senators.
yes.
Yes.
I knew it was a 35. I don't know if I would, just because like, would it increase the chances that people would agree more?
Well, that is how you eliminate in stats. That's how you get rid of what's the
Ties?
the word? No, it's
Outliers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because just like it decreases your variability. Yes.
Okay.
Standard
Yes, that's
deviation.
the one. That's the one.
Well, 'cause
Standard
I feel
deviation,
like-
tinier.
Right now, I mean, obviously I want states to be represented properly, but also it's like the Congress literally can't agree on anything right now, and it's leading us to airplane crashes that are happening because people are understaffed and the DHS is understaffed.
Here's a interesting question. Do the states need to be represented or just the people? So when I talked about my humanities project, I got rid of the Senate because like it's just like why does Wyoming get as much as a say as California? Why not instead just have the House?
So I think people, yes, because every state is very different. So take Texas, for example. I live in Dallas. Dallas is a very blue area. Austin is a very blue area. Houston is kind of red. But all in all, Texas is usually red just because of the vast majority of everyone. But I just feel like to me right now, I feel like my vote in Texas doesn't matter because it's always going to be a red state despite it trying to flip.
Hot take.
But that's just how I feel. And I feel like if my city was represented in Congress, then it would be, I'd feel a lot more comfortable sharing my voice. And
Well, it probably is, right? Don't most representatives, like their districts, especially like metropolitan areas, only cover like not even the entire city, like just a part of it? Like I know here in Tucson, like if you cross the street, you might be in Sisquamani's district, and if you cross the other street, you might be in, I think, is it Grijalva? Mm-hmm. You might be in her district. So like the U.S. House districts, the congressional districts are pretty small, depending on how urban
and that's what
you
I'm
are.
saying. I'm saying not to be represented by the state as a whole, and instead those districts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I definitely think, because, yeah, again, our states are so big that
They're
it's just
really
kind of
big.
like, look at Tucson. Tucson's incredibly blue, like how they voted, but Phoenix
Is red.
Yeah,
is
well,
red.
Arizona generally is purple. Arizona's weird because it'll vote red in the elections, but both of our senators are Democrats.
Because there's also only 3 places in Arizona. You get your pick. It's, it's a
There
huge,
really are.
It's a huge state, but they're like, you get Tucson, Phoenix, and maybe Flagstaff.
Yeah, and it's where the 3 universities are. Big surprise.
And it's like,
Oh, I really do think that Arizona in total is just a college state.
100%.
Either students or retirees.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's like Florida.
Yeah.
Old people and college students.
Yeah, so,
I guess retirees is a
but
nicer way
yeah,
of
when you
putting
think
it.
I assume how far across is Arizona? Like 10 hours? To go from like south to
Like north-south or east-west?
just north-south.
Ooh, I don't know, actually.
Okay, well, you drove to Flagstaff.
8, maybe?
How
From
long was that?
Tucson to Flagstaff is 4 hours. We're about 2 hours from the southern border. Flagstaff is nearer the north.
It's
So
about 8 hours.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say that's
Yeah.
fair.
So like in that 8 hours, again, you only have three choices on that time.
really
And so
do.
like there's not really a ton. And then we have all that like unincorporated stuff that like they don't really have.
Yeah.
They're not in any way like
I can't get over how large our states are. Like, Texas is freaking huge. I drove from Dallas to Tucson this year when I was moving in, and literally, I think my drive in total was like 17, 18 hours, and literally 12, 13 of those hours was just in Texas.
Yep.
yeah. No, which is very odd to me as
Yeah.
the Northeast is
Yeah.
Well, no, same.
You
Even
know?
coming from Chicago, like,
you go through.
a drive to Michigan is 6 hours. So,
Yeah.
Montana's the same way.
But
Just
yeah.
east-west, though. Not
So it's
both.
just, and then so in these states where it kind of like matters a lot, like that's also where you have the issue of like rural voters who are not really voting at all. So like Arizona is a place that matters a ton, but it also has a ton of rural
Yeah.
life, just sporadically in the desert, and like they're not going out. They're not mailing it in. They're not going out because mail doesn't even go out there. So it's like, or like they have like the little like the town square, like all of those super rural towns in Arizona.
no clue.
I don't know.
It's like there's like the main center where that's where you go to get your mail, but it's like
Oh.
30 minutes.
Like a city hall, but not a city.
Yeah, because like mail
Gotcha.
trucks just won't
So
go.
is it very like separated by farms and your neighbors
Yeah,
are
like it's just
so
I
far
mean,
away?
I have no idea what they're doing out there, but like I don't want to know. I don't want to know. But yeah, and so I feel like that's like I don't know. And then also coming from Massachusetts, obviously it works out in my favor, but my vote will never matter in Massachusetts
Yeah.
because it's always going to be blue.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that because yes, but
right.
Massachusetts, the elections are just like, so what's everyone, what flag are you guys going to wear to them?
It's more about the
Pride
primaries thing.
flag or what, guys?
Well, I think it's kind of strange that these states are always going to be one like color always.
Yeah, I mean, like it used
I
to be
get
the
it,
case
but,
that like Florida was very purple, back in like the Obama years, and before that, Texas has kind of like, it's not really been a swing state. But and here's the thing with getting rid of the Electoral College. It's kind of crazy that like 6 states, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Ohio, maybe, like they basically decide the presidency.
Arizona.
Yes, Arizona. Like that's kind of ridiculous.
Me too.
So,
like I honestly think that's
so having
very
a
strange.
popular vote would be.
And then I think that's the issue with the two parties of like
pick a color and stick with it.
Like that's really what it is like they're not, once like a state has kind of their like reputation and like their general vibe of like, okay, this is what we always do, like then that's where we run into the issue of like 5 states are determining who's gonna control the entire country, and that's like, okay, awesome. But and it's not typically in states that have a lot of education or maybe resources to get informed on how to make the best decisions always.
Okay.
What? Is that wrong of me to say?
No, it's just really funny.
I'm just saying.
Maybe a different topic that I can ask.
Okay.
Say you were president. What would you be doing differently, not just of this administration, but like previous ones, on issues like, I don't know, foreign policy, economy, healthcare? I don't know.
It's like a can of worms.
Pick your one.
Pick my one.
Or whichever one you want. I don't know.
I think that I would be a little bit more honest about the fact that we have so much money that we can afford to take care of people and keep them alive. I'm definitely not a big war individual.
Neither am I. Let's just have a dance battle, please.
And I just don't think, I think that in multiple of our recent presidencies, the U.S.'s involvement in foreign affairs has just been bullying. Like, correct. And like, I'm not even being like, there's never any reason, really. It's just kind of like, let's assert dominance for some reason. I'm like, you're already dominant. Like, I don't know what more we really need. And if I had to do it for money reasons, I feel like just got to be honest. Like, it's about the oil, guys. Like, it's not really about anything else.
All roads lead back to oil.
All roads lead back to oil. So, but I would definitely focus much more on actually taking care of our country.
America first.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
I'd be America first.
I feel like I would be such a diplomat. Like, I'd go up like, yo, what's up, NATO? We're working together. We're adding every European country. And if you don't like it, you're lame. And you can eat it.
That's
oh my God.
Wow.
And then like just basically give Russia the middle finger constantly. And what are they gonna do about it?
I don't know. Nuke us. Like
no sir.
I don't know if that can be said on YouTube. My bad. Yeah. I mean, I try to solve the poverty crisis in the U.S. right now, and the increasing unemployment and the unhoused population too. I would try to solve that, kind of like what you were saying.
How?
I don't know. I'm not the president.
I do believe, like, you know what? Coin this. I'm for trickle up economics. Yes.
Wait, what?
What does this mean?
No, I'm for everyone. You're only as strong as your weakest link, and so there can't be any weak links in my country, and I'm gonna make that happen. And
what are you gonna do if there are weak links?
There won't be. Oh,
in my country.
Anyway, in my country,
my fellow Americans.
There will be no weak links.
Okay.
No, but I'm saying, obviously, I believe that you should be able to, I believe that minimum wage should obviously be higher.
Yes.
Significantly higher. I believe that minimum wage should get you standard living.
I say free healthcare as well.
Yeah, of course. Free healthcare. And we are fully capable of doing it,
We
by
are.
the way.
We've got so
Because
much money.
But lobbyists.
we have the most expensive healthcare in the world.
But we also have the best economy in the world. So we can fund a lot of things.
It's there. It doesn't make any sense. Why we're spending 1.5 trillion on the freaking military so that they can go and get involved in stuff that they never needed to be involved in.
It kind of is giving.
But then we're over here like, oh, we don't have money for healthcare. What? Anyway,
to me, it's kind of giving like a dad giving his son money to go to the movies, and he's like, go have fun, go get into trouble. And then when the kid's older is like, hey, like, I need help paying for college, and he's like, no, we have no money. No, you're not allowed.
Yeah, like I don't
But like
understand.
he'd give him $100 a week as an allowance, basically.
It literally, it makes no sense. And for this whole America First business, I don't know about that. I don't know if that's what's going on here.
No.
Because then Zoran pops up and he's like, "Oh, we're gonna make things affordable," and people are like, "Oh my god,
My pearls.
It is the takeover." Like,
Oh no.
this is not good at all.
He's teaching Arabic numerals, guys.
Exactly. Which is
And
just
he's reading to kids with Obama.
Isn't Arabic numerals just 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yes.
5,
Yes.
6, 7?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Unless
and he
apparently we'd
rides
rather
the bike.
learn Roman numerals.
I'd also take out the whole like under God thing within the Pledge of Allegiance, because
Why do we even have a pledge in the first place?
well, okay, you know that the pledge didn't originally have the whole under God thing. It was added in.
why do we both have a national
I don't
anthem
know.
and a pledge?
I
That
don't
doesn't make
know.
sense.
America, I guess.
Sure.
But
Communism, that's why. The Cold War, I meant.
whoa.
I mean, that's
But-
not, I'm not even lying.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, because I feel like religion sometimes creates a lot of problems because America is supposed to be like a like we don't have one religion that we follow. And it seems like recently it's been, well, I don't know if that's
Well, yeah, 'cause that
recently or if it's just like,
Here's a fun question.
okay.
For a requirement for the presidency, would you keep or remove the requirement that the president must be born in the United States?
No.
If we're a country of immigrants, are we really going to embrace that?
Well, I think that, like, first of all, no, I think that's stupid. Like,
don't think
if
it matters.
you were born somewhere and then you moved here when you were 5 months old, and now they're like, oh no, you can never be the president.
You might be a terrorist.
Yeah, like you're from. It's ridiculous. I'm
God.
like, that makes no sense. Obviously, I live somewhere else, so like, that's why I'm mad about it. But I also just think overall, like, we've really forgotten the fact that the U.S. was sold to the rest of the world as this like immigrant paradise.
It was sold as like the
Like-
place to go to get rich and to have religious freedom and yeah, like it was.
Which should still be the case because like a lot of European countries, they're very strict about just like citizenship too.
Yeah.
Like the U.S. is one of the only places where you can like anyone can kind of show up and just say like, hey, I
Well.
kind of don't like where I'm coming from. Well, should be. And I'd like a place to live. And we're like, yeah, come
Well, yeah.
come boost our economy, please.
Because we were just, that was the whole thing. We were like, oh, our doors are open for
Yeah.
everybody. We
Yes.
want everyone here. Like, and I think people seem to forget that.
Yes.
Like-
I love Talarico's analogy of like we should have a welcome mat, but also a lock on the door. So like we can keep people out if we want, but also like you're welcome if you're, not
Yeah.
crazy.
Because I don't even like the whole argument of like, oh no, we're still also, us Democrats are also going to be super strict on the border. I'm like, oh, this is the the country that you're representing
Yeah.
has a long history of like saying come on in.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I just think that even that is kind of like, why? Obviously, like there can be a process.
Yes.
That process needs to go significantly faster.
Correct.
Especially, why is it taking 10 years for a 5-year-old
Yeah.
to get
Well,
citizenship?
and like that rhetoric of like, oh, we're gonna be tough on immigration is just like in response to people saying like, oh, Democrats are for open borders.
Yeah.
Like they almost have to use that rhetoric in order to.
Well, and that's another
Yeah.
thing with the whole like two-party system thing. If we were just
Well, yeah.
like Democrats believe this and that, and Republicans believe this and that, which like it may be true right now, but if we took away that in our elections and we just voted for candidates, like I feel like there would be less demonizing
honestly
of people.
I think I don't even know how much getting rid of like the structured two-party system would really do much, because like in the past it would be, you know, your Democrat Party had some conservatives, like they're like the moderate used to be a conservative Democrat, or whether it be socially or economically, and on the flip side there would be liberal Republicans, whereas today it's just like if you're a liberal you're a Democrat, if you're conservative you're a Republican, like there's not really an in between there. So
I think
I'm
Well, I
not
feel
sure
like-
what that would even accomplish.
I feel like right now, like, and I think that as we continue, because I think that it's really like starting to heat up right now, of
Yeah.
people who are really not aligning with either side.
Sure, like if we add like independent, like that'd be a different story.
But even like, I just feel like the whole Democrat versus Republican thing is just like,
yeah.
it's, some people will literally just go down the line and choose the Democrat
Sure,
at all times. So like,
vote blue no matter who.
Well, it would force people to actually do research, right? Like on
yeah,
on
because
these
when it just have an
candidates.
automatic like
yeah.
D.
Yeah, and you'd have to be like, oh, sorry. so you'd have to like do research on these people, and I think within time, it would kind of turn down the heat a little bit. This thing is moving on, so
Yeah,
I have to follow it.
I know. Like last semester, whenever we were still like, oh, so like, what are our thoughts? Like, it would all boil down to education, and I think that's probably the root of like almost all of our issues. Like, because like as we've said, like.
Oh my God, we need to fix our education systems.
Like as we said,
Yeah.
even though like there are some kind of changes we'd make, like everything's pretty okay structurally right now. But if we were to like actually focus on our education, we would not be in the position we are right now.
I think we need to fund more education systems.
Free in-state community college.
Across the country. I think that I don't want to like take away education from the states completely, because obviously like I feel like that's not great, but then also I feel like in Texas they should be learning geography of other places in the world and of the United States instead of just Texas history. Because when I got there and I told people I was from Chicago, they didn't know where that was. And Chicago is one of the biggest cities in the United States. And they couldn't even, I was like, do you know where the general area of Chicago is? And they're like, no. They're like, is that a state?
Oh my.
So I think that needs to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not to like, guys, don't come for me, but obviously Massachusetts is.
Is
Yes.
the best education.
But
True.
Which is true.
my take on that, and I was just talking to my friends about this, is that obviously I'm very thankful for that education, but the fact that that's like what I learned, I feel like there is nothing in my education that shouldn't have been learned.
Yeah.
And so when I think that that's the best, like that's the most that you're going to learn in the country, I'm like, what are other people learn? Like there
Yeah.
is nothing that felt like, oh, this is a little extra knowledge.
Well-
I'm like, I feel like everything that I learned in school needed to be learned. So like,
Well, I tell you, like, just to show the difference in education, I was in Chicago, and my freshman year, I read The Great Gatsby, and it was like, oh, this is a really easy book for everyone to read. We're going to analyze it. You're going to write an essay on it and whatnot. My senior year of high school in Texas, they're like, we're going to read The Great Gatsby. I know this is kind of a hard book. We're going to analyze it. You only need to write a paragraph on it. Like, I know it's really difficult. And we're going to, like, watch a movie so that you get a better understanding. And I'm just like, I already read this.
Well, it's like the street interviews. Like, can you name 3 countries other than the United States? And
Oh
they're
my
like,
God.
Europe, Asia.
Some of those are really heavily edited, though, I will say.
Sure, but
Like, to give people the benefit of the doubt.
I
but,
also
like,
don't doubt that exists.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, yes, Antarctica is in Asia or something like that.
Do we want to wrap this up at all?
Yeah,
because I feel like we
finish soon.
sometimes. What even was this supposed to
Guys,
be?
it's the future. It's what we would do if
the
we
unknown
were
future.
Future of the country. What we would do.
What we would do.
Future of the country with future leaders of the country.
What would us do? Not what would Jesus do.
I think. How many episodes do we have left? Maybe like 2?
I think one after this one. I think we have it booked for the 1st, and I did not book it for the 8th.
We'll do like a recap, right?
Yep.
For our last episode.
Yep. I think that
Yeah, final thoughts.
This was a fun topic. I liked it.
education is number one. I think that everything in this country is I think it's one big tree with a whole root system.
One big beautiful bill.
One big beautiful tree. And
Yes.
there's a whole bunch of roots, and I think that everything is connected to each other. And right now we are setting the top of that tree on fire for some reason. And
Yeah. All the leaves are gonna burn.
maybe we just needed to de-weed. You know, we didn't have
Ooh,
to.
I like this analogy. It's very
Period.
regions coded. I would say a similar thing, not that eloquently. And I would say, yes, education needs to be prioritized. I think funding needs to go more into the youth, especially. We need to have free health care. And yeah, I think there are a lot of issues within our country, and there are a lot of groups that are being discriminated against, and a lot of groups that do not have access to the same resources that we might or that other people might. And so I think that problem needs to get fixed. And like Maggie was saying, we're only as strong as our weakest link. And so we need to be building people up instead of putting them down.
Yeah,
Yep.
I just real quick, like our full focus should be on kids. I feel like kids shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Very often they're punished for parents' decisions or adults in their life decisions.
Or a
and
lack
like,
of decision.
Yeah, and it's kind of like that kid didn't. Why do they need to be worried about like housing when like
Exactly.
You know, that's
It's
not
like
their
it's
fault.
like juvenile criminals. Like, God, you did a bad thing, but like, I can't really blame you all that much because like it's got to be something that was going on.
Well, the school to prison pipeline.
Yeah.
Of like when you treat kids starting super young, like they're gonna do something bad, and like they're bad kids that we've just like given up on.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna.
Why
actually
would they
become
want to
that.
prove you wrong?
Yeah.
Like
Right.
there's nothing that they can do
Yeah.
to make you change your opinion. So
Yeah,
I agree.
I agree that all roads lead to all roads lead to education, not oil. And that, like, as we said time and time again, like these changes that we're saying, like, oh, they're pretty marginal because like everything is like kind of okay right now. Just need to elect better people and younger people.
Sure.
And
yeah, younger people.
Yeah.
We
Yes.
cannot be surprised when there is, how old's Zoran? 30, 38 or something? We can't be like, oh my God, he's a baby. He just graduated high school. Like,
if you're too old to work, you're too old to run a country.
period.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sorry. It took me a second to
We'll-
process that one.
We'll end with that if that sounds good.
Period.
All right.
Go out and
So,
vote.
yes, vote,
Get
please.
involved.
This has been another episode of the Discourse Debrief. I don't know what we're on. Could be 10 for all I know. I've been Logan,
I've been Maggie.
And I've been Abby.
and we'll see you guys next week for, I think, what would be our last episode of the semester.
Peace
So
out.
excited.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.